IBM Integration Bus on Cloud includes administrative tooling and a runtime for integration deployment and allows an IBM Integration Bus administrator to do the following things. 1. Provision an IBM Integration Bus environment and deploy an integration to it. And 2. Access support through community-based forums or IBM support. Today, I'm going to demonstrate the simple deploy and execution of the sample bar file that is provided with your cloud subscription. The first thing you see when you log into the cloud is a blank slate with 2 buttons. You can either explore the sample bar file provided with the cloud, or you can upload your own bar file. The upload and execution of either is the same. Therefore, let's just take a look at the sample provided to keep things simple. Clicking on the Explore Sample Integrations will take us to a window where we can download the sample bar file that will demonstrate using a RESTful client to connect to the integration. While it does seem to indicate that it will update an employee database, this sample does not actually connect to any database. Rather, this sample will demonstrate the back and forth communication between your client and the integration in the cloud. We start by downloading the bar file to our hard drive, which then brings us back to our original starting page with an option to upload our integration into the cloud. Clicking on Upload Your Bar File will open up a window to select your bar file for deploying. In this case, the upload was rather quick as it was a small bar file. You can edit the description if you like. Once you save the integration in your cloud, the instance will take some time to process and prepare your integration for use within the cloud. This could take several minutes. When it is completed, the state will change to stopped. You may click on the Refresh Listing button to check on its status. You can now start your integration by clicking on the Start Integration button. This too may take a few minutes to complete. The integration will change state from starting to running when your flow is ready to get to work. The question then is, now that I have this flow on the cloud, how do I get a message to it? How do I get a response back from it? I'm using a developer's tool called RESTful Client. REST is an acronym for Representational State Transfer. That is, we are going to post data to our web service integration, and our integration is going to send a reply back. Since this is a web service, our first question then becomes, where is that web service on the internet? IBOC makes that answer rather easy. Going back to our integration in the cloud, we simply click on the integration and expose the connection details for it. Navigating into it, we find a link to show the full URL that will be necessary to access the flow. IBOC makes it easy for us by allowing us to copy the URL to paste into whatever tool we are going to use to send a message to it. Pasting the URL into my RESTful client, the next question is, what does the input message look like for this sample? The documentation for IBOC has the instructions and a sample input message necessary for a flow. Locating the documentation in the upper right-hand corner of our cloud main page, we can open up a new window to show the information center for IBOC. Clicking on the sample link will take us to the details instruction for this sample, including the input message. Copy the input message into your client tool as written. Note that I have already posted this sample, thus I have a response already below. I have the previous run's response headers, the other data about the message as it went through the system, including a recording of the request headers. As indicated in the response, I've entered the employee John Doe as employee number 9. And that is all it takes to deploy and execute a simple RESTful flow in IBOC. The trial version and the on-demand version of IBOC provide you forum support in case you have any questions. IBOC provides a link to the forum where you can ask your questions. Navigate again to the main menu and open the menu and click on Forum where a new window will open in IBM DW Answers, a place where our developers, support, and knowledge engineers monitor for incoming questions and provide answers. finally, the sample bar provided was nice to demonstrate how to deploy and execute a flow on the cloud. One last question arises now. How do I build my own flow to deploy? IIBOC also provides a downloadable developer toolkit that you can use to develop your own integrations or message flows for deployment. The toolkit is a fully functioning Eclipse-based toolkit that will also work with your on-premise IIB. There are a multitude of objects that you can use to create your own flows, as well as samples to guide your design and construction. IIBOC is standing by for your next deploy.